So what do you do when fleas get out of control? And is there anything you can do? Now, like everybody else, I use Frontline. I use it religiously. And for 10 years, I've had no problem. All of a sudden this year, I don't know if it's the weather but they literally got out of control. I do have quite a few dogs. We have about 10 dogs, all little dogs. And I need to address this problem. Now, when I ran the flea comb through the dog, we were pulling out 5, 6, 8 fleas, which is way too many. I mean, I believe a female flea can have up to 5,000 babies at a time. So you can get out of control fairly quickly if you even wait, a month or two. You'll just be out of control. You'll have to call an exterminator. But when you get to this point and Frontline's not working, now Frontline could work. I mean, I could run it 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, because on the average, every 2 weeks they have their babies. And probably after about 6 weeks, I would have it under control. But you think about Frontline's not cheap, especially when you got as many dogs as I got. That gets pretty expensive pretty quick. There's a actual YouTube channel called Fanny Homesteader, and she does a lot of cooking videos. She had suggested to me that I should buy the large containers of Frontline, and then use a needle to actually a syringe to pull out how many cc's I need, and I would actually save a lot of money with my Frontline. And hats off to Fanny, that worked great. That worked wonderful. And if you're doing the same thing, by all means, take Fanny's idea and order the large containers and then use a syringe needle, and I'll mark off how many cc's. I did ask my vet how many cc's I needed to use, and it was kind of funny because my vet said, the saving your money part of me is this is how many cc's. The part about working at the vet's office, I'm not supposed to tell you this. So it's really, you're going to save quite a bit of money if you do that. And like I said, Fanny Homesteader actually put me on that idea. I'll have a link at the bottom to her YouTube if you want to check it out. But there are 2 things I need to do. I need to clean out the bedroom, because that's mainly where the infestation is. I need to remove all clothes out of the drawers. It's going to be a lot of work. All the dogs are going to go into my front yard, and they're going to be given a pill, which in turn makes all the fleas jump off them for a period of 24 hours. So I'll probably have them outside for 12 or 14 hours, is my first step. Now, I've already treated my front yard with a special granule that kills fleas, ticks, and so on and so forth. So any fleas that do jump off the dogs that are in the front yard will automatically die. At least I hope so. After a period of time, the dogs will be moved back into the house. But during the time the dogs are outside, and when you got 10 dogs, this is not an easy process. It does help when you got kids, because I have one of my kids watching the dogs. But I'll be mixing this up. And this is called Permethrin. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. But it's concentrated here, you'll see. It's actually got 36.5 is what that's got there. 36.8, sorry. Permethrin. The rest is probably water. Who knows what it is. But that's what it is. So it's got 36.8% permethrin, as you can see there. This stuff is called Permethrin SFR. It's in a fairly large bottle, 32 fluid ounces. And I don't know, the prices vary. When I checked this stuff on Amazon, I was like, I don't know, there's some guy selling for 90 bucks, which is way too much money. I mean, look around, Google it. You can probably get it for 20, 25 bucks. Just really look around for this stuff. This stuff's awesome. I'll talk a little bit more about this stuff in a minute. Then I picked up this stuff called Martin's I.G Regulator, which is insect growth regulator concentrate, okay? And let's see if we can get you guys in on this one. Now this will kill fleas, roaches, ants. You know, you can sit there and read it. Effective long-term control of fleas, roaches, flies, mosquitoes, gnats, crickets, litters, beetles, ants. Up to 14 days. Photostable for use on furniture, animal quarters, carpets, kennels, poultry houses, indoor, outdoor use. Keep out of the reach of kids. Treats up to 1,500 square feet. Now, what you're going to do is we're going to mix this entire bottle, okay, with, we're going to mix this entire bottle with the permethrin, is what we're going to do. And with the two of these combined, this is going to knock off the flea. And by the way, this is 1 ounce. And this is going to knock off the flea. So I'm going to put this in a sprayer. Just like the sprayers you pump, you know, you spray your trees with. And I'm going to put the right combination. Everybody's going to be different compared to what their size is. And then I'm going to spray it around the bedrooms, the living room, the couch, under the couch, behind the stove. I mean, literally, I'm going to dose the whole house. And then I'm going to let it really, really dry for about 4 hours. They say 2, but I'm going to give it 4, maybe even 6 before I even bring any animals in. Now, you got to note, permethrin is a poison. Understand that, okay? You get this stuff near cats, your cat's going to die. That's it. Maybe even make your dog sick. This stuff is only dangerous when it's in its wet form. When this is completely dry, and that's the key, it's got to be completely dry, then it's completely harmless to your cats and completely harmless to your dogs. All the research I've done. Do your own research. Please don't trust me. This is just what I'm doing. So, I'm going to mix this stuff together. I'm going to spray the house. You know, the floors, under the bed, everywhere. This is the I.G Regulator is supposed to stop, you know, the babies that come next. But I got this at my local feed store, and I think it was like 12 bucks. Is what this this I.G Regulator was. You can buy it online too on Amazon. I'll have a link in the bottom to it if you want to get it there. I'll have a link to the permethrin on Amazon. But again, like I said, don't pay any more than 20, 25 bucks for this stuff. Because I seen guys on Amazon charging like 90 bucks, which I thought was ridiculous. I did do a search on Google and I found other places. So if it's on Amazon for 20, 25 bucks, well then pick it up. But if it's not, then start doing your own Google research. Now, some people will use this stuff, and I do, but other people say you shouldn't. So again, this is up to you. Permethrin straight with water. I'll mix this, you know, a couple ounces in my container with water. And then I'll spray this or soak my clothes in this. And literally, if a tick steps on this stuff, it dies instantly. But because it has the SFR, they tell you not to do it with this stuff. I've done it. I haven't had any issues. I've had ticks step on my socks, my clothes, and they've died. There is other permethrin that you can buy. It has 10% concentrate. Like I said, this stuff has 36.8% concentrate. And usually lasts me 2-3 months, multiple washings. Great. You don't need this stuff if you're spraying your clothes. You only need the permethrin. And permethrin, I'm telling you, this is like, I mean, some people don't want to use chemicals at all. You know, they want to be all natural, and I don't know, it's just all natural never ever works for me. It takes forever. But this stuff is like gold. I mean, it really is. I usually buy one of these every couple of years. And I still got some of my other container on the shelf I'm still using. And you notice I always keep an extra one on standby. But you can take this stuff, you know, and you put it in like a, you know, like a tree sprayer for 12 bucks. Things you pump up, and you can use this stuff to spray in your yard. So literally, you know, do your mix ratio. You can go out, spray it in your front yard, spray it in the side yard, down the side. And again, cockroaches, fleas, anything like this, it kills a lot of insects. Spiders, I mean, it'll knock out spiders, brown occlusa, whatever you got. It takes quite a few out. But, like I said, and I repeat this, in the wet form, it will kill your cats. When it's dry, that's when it's safe. So keep that in mind and do your own research. So the whole thing with this is, when it's dry, it's harmless. So even what I do is I'll mix a bunch of this in a pail with water. I'll put all my hiking clothes in there, and then I'll hang them up, let them dry. And now, you know, I'm pretty much tick proof is what I'll do. I'll pull my socks up, put my pants in my socks, pull my socks over my pants, and literally the tick's got to walk up my socks, up my pants, and by the time it even gets to the top, it's dead. I do not do my underwear, okay? I would suggest you don't do this stuff with your undergarments. Of course, a lot of hikers I've talked to do, but that's up to you if you want to do that. But like I said, this stuff is gold. This is like, I don't know, to me anyways, it's what I've always used. So I'm going to use this in the house with the I.G Regulator, and we're going to dose the house good. Dogs go outside. We're going to give the dogs those pills where the fleas all jump off them within 24 hours. Keep them outside about 12 or 14 hours. And then as we bring them in the house, hit them with the flea stuff on the back. And now the house is treated. Now the dogs are treated. So we should have it nipped in the butt. With the I.G Regulator, anything that happens in the next couple of weeks should be gone. We are also going to hit them with another dose of flea stuff in 2 weeks from now. Maybe 3, depending on what we see and what's going on. And that's to catch any babies that are being born, so we literally get the whole thing under control. I mean, don't look at this and be lazy. I mean, I'm dead serious. And when I even sat and talked to my wife, I thought it was kind of funny, because she thought, well, we'll just hit them with the front line, we'll be fine. And when I looked at how many fleas we had, I went, no, that front line's not going to do that. It works, but it's not going to, when you get too many, it's just not going to work. You're just wasting your money. Or you're going to spend a lot more money every 2 or 3 weeks to keep adding it, to keep up with the babies that are coming. So if you get to the point where it just happened to get out of control like it has with me, then go pick up I.G Regular, go pick up Permethrin, get a pumper, fill it up, and do your rooms. Now, one thing you can do, and I'm going to do this. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to take an actual extra measure. I'm going to bring all the clothes out that we have in the bedroom and our dressers and everything, and I'm going to make a separate batch only with Permethrin. And then I'm literally going to put a light coating of spray on the clothes with it and let it dry really good. Then fold them up, put them back in the drawers. I mean, we have quite a few clothes. And basically all the clothes that are going to go back into that bedroom are going to have a small dose of Permethrin. There's no smell to this, there's no odor, there's no nothing. So, the objective here is kill the fleas. But the whole idea is if any fleas hatch, they climb into the drawers, they get under the clothes, whatnot, they're going to die because of this stuff. So no matter where they go in that room, if they try to hide, they're going to die. Even if they crawl into the cracks after I spray, and they come out later and they crawl in the clothes, they're going to die. This is going to be my attack. So you could do it your way, but this is how we're doing it. And like I said, Permethrin, I.G Regular, a pumper to spray. So what's this stuff cost? So say 25 bucks on the high side. Say 10 bucks on the high side for that. So $35. Get yourself a sprayer for $10. And boom. What are we into? About 50 bucks. And now you've taken care of not only one room, but the whole house. And like I said, this stuff kills fleas, roaches, ants. I mean, and then the Permethrin kills everything else from spiders and the works. So even if you're not doing it for the fleas, I mean, you're going to kill a good amount of what's going on in your house is what's going to happen. And if you live in the south like I do, we do have the brown occlusive spider here. And when you see one, it's time to really get really serious about that, because normally they like to, you know, camp out in your logs or any place damp and wet under your house. This is where the brown occlusive likes to camp. So you might want to spray under the house to take care of that. And I will also be spraying under the house with this. I'll climb under the house, I'll spray under there too. I might as well be it's going to be an all-day job with this. And might be why a lot of people call it an exterminator, because it's a whole lot cheaper. Well, I don't know cheaper, but time-wise, you know, exterminator is a lot easier. But like I said, you got to take everything out of the bedroom. And I don't mean to keep rambling here, but this is you know, this is very serious when you start getting into this. If you don't do this right, and you don't address it and attack it, and I mean literally attack it, you're just going to waste all that money you spent on Frontline over again. And that's what I'm trying to prevent from doing. So by removing all the clothes and anything that's bulky in the room and keeping everything wide open so I can go in and spray with the I.G Regular and the Permethrin, I'm definitely going to take out babies and everything. But understand, those babies are going to hatch in 2 weeks, and that's what the I.G Regulator is supposed to take care of. But at the same time, I am going to put a second dose of Frontline to their backs in 2 to 3 weeks to actually take care of that. Now, if I still have the fleas, I'm going to do them a third time with the Frontline. Or I may have to start this whole process over. Maybe I forgot to do something. Maybe I missed something. This is just part of it. But I think I've got a pretty good plan here. And I thought I'd share it with anybody that's searching for how to get rid of fleas in your house. Now, I've seen some people with, I find kind of funny, they'll put a plate down with dish soap in it and put a light over it, and everybody will swear up and down that works. That's not working. Yeah, you're cutting down the fleas that are jumping in there, and they will be attracted to it because they're attracted to heat. But you're not getting the babies. You have to understand, there's 3, 4, 5 stages to a flea or whatever. And I mean, you got the pupa, and then it hatches, and then they have babies. You're not attacking that with a light and dish soap. Okay? And I think it's every couple of weeks or something, you get, something like 5,000 fleas from each one. So your little plates with your dish soap and your lights are just going to constantly fill up. Now, they're fine if you put them in a barn, but they're no good for your house. I mean, when it comes to dealing with fleas in your house, if you truly want to get rid of them, you really got to look at something and be aggressive and look at it like war. I am going to war. Okay, understand? I'm going to war against these fleas. That's it. I'm not messing around. And when I'm all done spraying the house, I'm literally going to make a separate dose of this into my sprayer, and then I'm going to spray my couch down. I'm going to spray in between the cushions, underneath, behind the TV. I mean, I'm going to spray everywhere. I mean, I'm literally going to turn that house into a chemical factory. And I'm going to leave the windows open, and then I'm going to dry it out really good before I or any of the animals go in. Now, I'm going to go in there after about 4 or 5 hours, and maybe 5 hours. It's supposed to be a nice day today. And then I'm going to go in, and I'm going to do a check in the corners and everywhere. So, here's my attack. It's the general idea. I didn't mean to ramble too much, but I really wanted you to understand how I'm actually going to do this. So, quick recap. Here we go. Permethrin I.G Regulator. Pump sprayer. They cost like 12 bucks. Get a little one. Mix these two together in proper amounts. Take everything out of the house that you don't want. Clothes, anything that's in the corners. And then I'm going to spray. I'm going to give the dogs pills. Put them outside. Boom. All fleas jump off in 24 hours because of the pill. Give the dogs a dose of Frontline. Still keep them outside. All the clothes that I have in the bedroom, I'm going to make a separate dose of permethrin. Slowly just put a light mist to those clothes, nothing big. Let them dry out good. Fold them back up, put them in the drawers. So basically, I'm creating a barrier everywhere. And then I'm going to actually create another dose and spray under the house, on the sides of the house, and everything. I might as well and get rid of any brown occlusive since I'm at it. So this is my attack on how to get rid of fleas. Up to you what you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do. This is what I do. And I'll give you an update in 2 weeks and tell you if this works. Because I'm going to be honest. I'm not even sure this is going to work. This is the first time I've had to deal with this, and this is the way I'm attacking it. So, sub up, and I'll give you another update in a couple weeks on if it worked, and then another couple weeks after that, and then I'll create a playlist, and I'll put all these videos together. So if you actually find this, go to my section of playlists, and then you can find this. Anyhow, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one, and let me know if you did this and if it works for you. I think it's going to work for me, but we'll see in a couple weeks. Anyhow, guys, catch you on the next one.